Just a little bit lower. Perfecto.
Living our dream now is here. Hi guys.
Hi Melody and Lou.
How are you guys?
I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I don't think Lou saw, she heard in the background the little video that you put on YouTube, basically telling people that subscribing is free, which is so true. I was telling Melody in chat that there's so many people that don't know. Like one of my aunts, I had referred her to see the seafood paella video. And she's like, oh, but it's telling me to subscribe. And I'm like, yeah, you can subscribe. Like she thought she was going to have to pay for it.
Yeah.
So it's great that you put that out there because there's so many people that don't know that all you have to do is log into your Gmail account or create a Gmail account. So that was fabulous. And then using us as an example was super cute. So thanks.
That's very sweet.
That was very sweet.
Yeah.
Because you never know who might be watching your video and decide, let me check out these people. Who are they? I don't know if anybody did or didn't, but it's still nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's very generous.
Yeah, definitely. So as you see, I kept my promise from the last vlog.
Yes,
I
she's
finished.
a woman of her word.
I did all the white touch-up that was needed. So my reward for finishing that was putting on the cushions, which Lou put on.
The cushion covers.
The cushion covers, and then the new bedding. We left the old bedding in the laundry room as donation. So yeah, there's the new bedding, brown and white. So it ties everything in, looking really cute.
Yeah, I like it a lot. It's really, really pretty.
It is really pretty. Lexi's loving it. I've made the bed so far 3 times today because she keeps running onto the bed and just rubbing herself all over it and unmaking it.
The fact is that she doesn't know how to make the bed, and Lexi's fixing it. That's a fact.
Right.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
So updates.
And then the next update is that in the last live, I said that I was making a decision and that I had made a decision. We had the induction stove. Keyword had. I never even opened it. Yeah. I guess, having it here was sufficient enough for me to decide, no, I really don't want it. What I want is to keep the gas stove. We can just, instead of having it landscape taking up most of the counter, turning it around and having it portraits like that, we have basically half of the stove as counter space.
Right.
And that will, one, not give me any issues with the electric popping, but then also giving us that ability to boondock and me not having to take out our camping stove to still cook in the comfort of my home. And in the end, we don't refill those gas tanks as often as I thought they were going to need it to be filled with me cooking just about every day.
Right.
It does probably once every couple of months.
I'd say probably 6 weeks.
Yeah. Something like that. So it's very minimal. And doing it at TTO turns out to be so cheap because they give discounts to the members. I don't know if any of the other 1,000 trails do that. So yeah, I decided to stick with gas.
Somebody said that Mary and Fred are at a conference and they said they're sorry they can't be here.
Completely understandable. That's okay. They will. I know they'll watch the replay. I'm happy. 5
of you here. So if 5 of you could give us a thumbs up, we have 3 so far. 2 more would be great.
Yeah, absolutely.
And whoever else is out there, say hello.
Matt in the chat. Hi. Hello, everyone. All right. So today's topic is basically working remotely, right? As a nomad, not everybody is retired or has a disability check or has won the lotto or is a trust fund baby or has a lot of money saved. A lot of people do have to work on the road to be able to supplement their travels, whether it's...
Oh, Louis outside is here.
Hi, Louis.
And so it's Simplified Life Seeker.
Hi, Simplified Life Seeker. Thank you for joining. So yeah, I would say for this year that we have been full-timing on the road, I haven't worked. I mean, I did have like a little part-time gig on the side that I would basically evaluate Facebook ads But I do that here and there. Sometimes not even 10 hours a week, maybe 2 hours a week, maybe 10 hours a week. It varied. I'd log in whenever I wanted.
But having said that, the amount of time and effort that you put into our social media.
Right. Well, our social media and our vlogs is something I am working more than full time on. It's like insane.
24/7.
But there is no income on that just yet. We're not monetized yet. We don't have the watch hours.
Right.
And then Lou does her stock photography.
Right.
And we were able to get by for the first year, and I think we would be able to continue to get by just fine. But we've recently run into an issue with the truck where the front end needs some work, the engine needs some work. And if we decide to do that little by little with our income, then that means we're going to have to stay stationary for a long period of time to get that done.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want that. I want to hit the road as soon as possible. So to make that happen, I've decided it's time for me to join the workforce once again, because having a steadier income, bigger check coming in means repairing it faster, meaning I can leave Florida faster.
I can adventure sooner.
Exactly. So I do have 2 offers on the table. Both have been accepted. I know it's a little crazy.
Talk about how you.
I am. I plan to. When is to start Monday?
Let me pause you a second, Melody. We have 3,790 watch hours.
Oh, okay.
So 210 we need
pending. Yeah, and every day that fluctuates
to get the 4,000 as of that right now. But it really does fluctuate. We've been meandering in that area for a few months now.
Oh my God, tell me about it. Yeah. We take 3 steps forward. No, I'm sorry. We take 1 step forward and 3 steps back.
Yeah.
It's like a constant dance.
Yeah.
So yeah, when is to start this upcoming Monday? Monday, May 8th. And then the other one is to start Friday, May, I think 12th or something like that. It's that same Friday.
Right, but we're not going to share what jobs they are.
Yeah, I'm not going to share what jobs they are or anything of that sort just yet. But the reason why I'm saying this is because the one that I'm leaning towards staying with and not turning down the offer is going to be Monday through Friday. It's 12:30 to 9, and our lives are Tuesdays at 8. So that's going to become a problem. And I'm not sure if you guys are interested in joining a later live, like 10. But then again, I'm also not sure if I'm going to be interested in getting off of work and having to join a live when I still have to cook or eat dinner and get ready for the next day. So I myself might be too exhausted.
Right.
So the next option would be if you guys would be interested in a live on the weekends.
On Sunday.
And then
specifically.
On Sunday specifically. But then the next flip side to that is I'm only going to be off Saturdays and Sundays. So do I really want to commit to always being home at that time and not being able to be out disc golfing or go to a brewery or explore the town that we're in, because I'm only off 2 days out of the week. So we have to jam activities into that.
And alongside with that, not only are those activities that Angie's mentioning, but we still haven't finished all the work in the RV. We still have counters to do. We still have a whole bunch of things that are unfinished. I haven't siliconed yet.
Right.
So all the time that she's off, she's helping me to do all those things.
Right. And then there's also the editing of the vlogs, which is super time consuming for us content creators. So right now the lives are going to be put on hold, not immediately, because the training period, which is 5 weeks, but the last 2 weeks is actually working and training. So I'm not sure if it's 5 weeks or 3 weeks. That is going to be 11. What did I say? I think 11 to 8:30 or something like that. Yeah, that's still going to fall under, or 11 to 7:30.
Yeah.
It still might be too late. So this just might be the last live for right now. Until we can decide a schedule for it. Lou suggested maybe once a month.
Right.
I feel good committing to once a month. And maybe that once a month will be an hour instead of half an hour. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So that's something to consider too. I'd love to hear your feedback.
It's not something that affects my job because I work independently. So I don't have a schedule. I'm basically, if I don't work, I don't get paid. That's basically what it, I mean, everybody, right? Everybody, if you don't work, you don't get paid. But like literally, like if I don't put in the work, I don't get paid. So my motivation is getting paid. So I work, but I can work at any hour of the day. I usually like working in the evenings or overnight because it's quiet. The internet is faster for me. Like Angie mentioned, I do stock photography. For those of you that don't know what stock photography is you can go to Shutterstock or you can go to Canva, right? Or you can go to all these
Adobe Pro, I think, right? Or something others, like all kinds of different platforms that you would buy photographs from.
Right. So if you have a presentation you're making, you're going to school, you have a business, whatever the case may be, you're making a presentation, you need a particular picture. You usually go to one of these sites, you find the picture you want, you download it, you pay for it. Well, there's a bunch of people like me that have accounts, and you submit your photographs to these companies. 10 photographs. They tell you what kind of photographs they want to see at the beginning. And then they evaluate them and they either accept you or don't accept you.
Right.
They accept you. That means that going forward, you upload pictures with their specs. And then you create an account. You SEO those pictures. And then when the customer, goes there and types number 2 pencil, a bunch of number 2 pencil pictures come up. You select which one you want. You download it. And when you download it, I get paid assuming that you've selected my number 2 pencil.
Right. Right, exactly.
So it's a game of numbers. The bigger your account is, the more photographs you have, the more you get paid. So it is extremely important for me to continue to upload, continue to take pictures, continue to upload. I have to take the photographs, I have to fix them in Photoshop, I have to SEO them, and then I have to upload them. And all those processes that I mentioned, I don't get paid for any of those processes. I only get paid when the picture gets sold.
Sales, exactly.
Okay? But I have the opportunity to do that wherever I want, whenever I want. And the only trick to it is numbers. That's it. That's the only trick.
Yeah.
Just building your account as large as you can. Multiple companies, right? That's another thing. I work with Getty, Adobe Stock, and Shutterstock. Those are the 3 companies that I work with. I decided to work with those 3 companies because those are really, really big companies that have a lot of traffic. And they accepted my photographs when I submitted it to them a long time ago. So those are the 3 companies that I work with. And that's what I do. Anyone can do it. You don't need a specific camera. You can do it from your phone. So if you're interested in doing anything like that, it's super easy. Like I said, just go to that company, to whatever company you need, to Shutterstock, to Adobe Stock, to Canva, to Dreamtime. There's a ton of companies that do stock photography. If you do video, you can do stock video also.
Right.
If you do graphics, you can do stock graphics also. And just go to the area that says contributor. That's what we're called. We're called contributors. And you fill out the application. Then they'll send you a response telling you to send specific photographs. They're going to ask you for very specific photographs, usually between 8 and 10 photographs. They'll review them. They'll answer you. Yes, you get the account. No, move on to the next one.
Right.
So,
exactly.
That's it.
At one point, you had like 7 different accounts you were working with.
Right.
And after a few years, she started evaluating like which ones am I selling the most with, and went ahead and started downsizing them and getting rid of the ones that she wasn't selling as much with.
I never got rid of them.
Oh, okay. You just don't upload into them anymore.
Right. They are in existence and they still make money.
Right.
And it's passive income, whatever photographs are there or whatever, they're going to stay there. But in terms of like the effort that you put into taking the photograph, fixing it, doing an SEO, and then uploading them, if you're doing it for 7 companies, well, that's 7 times that you're doing. Right. Well, you're doing 7 times the upload. You're not doing 7 times the fixing. But you're doing 7 times the uploading, and that gets annoying. So that's why I dwindled it down to those 3 companies. Those are huge companies.
They're the ones making her the most money. She's selling the most on them.
Right, exactly.
And what's funny is the days that she uploads, almost immediately you start seeing more sales come in. Yeah. So I guess it kind of favor you. The company themselves start pushing your your photography when they see that you're more active in the system, because most of the sales come in when she's uploading.
It has an algorithm just the same as YouTube, just the same as social media. The stock photography has an algorithm. If you upload and there's a search for what it is you're uploading, then the algorithm pushes it to the front. So it's the same thing. It's just, you know, everything has an algorithm.
Of course.
So it's not necessarily that I'm uploading and I'm getting, it's just the algorithm is like, oh, there's people looking for, you know, yellow pencils, and you happen to upload yellow pencils, and yours is new. So let's, you know, that one's got to be better quality than one that's, you know, 5 years old. So
right. That makes sense.
That's sort of what happens.
So hello, Doreen with Camping Therapy. I didn't want to interrupt to say hi, but I saw you come in. Thanks for joining. So we'll go ahead and go back to my favorite places to look for a remote job. One was actually recommended by Lou several years ago to me. She recommended a company called Rat Race Rebellion, all one word.com. And they have a website. If you go through their hamburger menu, the menu bar, it has one that says get the full list or get like the most recent. And I usually go to the most recent, and you would see everything that got uploaded that day. And they have different companies that are looking for work from home positions, and you would review it, see if you're interested, and apply. Now, I did find, and you can sign up for their email list. And if you do, then they email you every day the new positions that are available. Basically the same as Rat Race Rebellion. The one I use the most, I'm not sure why, but it's very similar to Rat Race Rebellion, is called Work at Home Job Queens. And I think that website is WAH for Work at Home jobqueens.com. And that one I'm actually signed up for their email list. So every day I get their emails and I see what's available. And if there's something I'm interested in, then I click on it and I'll apply. And then the last one that has a bigger variety, more so catered to nomads, us RVers, is called, oh my God, I want to say Working Nomads. Oh my God, what was it?
I'm sorry.
I have my phone over there, so I can't look at it. We Work Remotely. That's what it is. We Work Remotely.com. There's another one called Working Nomads, or it might be Nomads Working. I'm not sure, but I don't know the exact website for it. I would have to check my phone and get that exact website for my bookmarks. But the other one is WeWorkRemotely.com. And there's a lot of great companies there too. In fact, one of them that I had interviewed with, and I got an offer, but then after thinking about it, Lou convinced me, no, you really don't need a part-time job. This was a while back. Was basically assisting the blind. They would call and they would probably be using like Google Maps. And you can log into their phone to see where their maps are and where the location is and guide them more specifically. So go ahead and make a left here and keep walking XYZ and then make a right. Or even at a grocery store, they might turn on their camera and like you see for them. So directly in front of you, there's a crate of tomatoes. To the right of that, there's some eggplants. So that was a really cool job.
That would have been an awesome job.
Yeah. In fact, now that I'm saying that out loud, she had told me whenever I was ready to come back into the workforce to call her. Because that's a pretty cool job, being able to help somebody like that.
Yeah, and Angie would be really good at that because Angie's always trying to help people.
Yeah. During the assessment, they gave you like scenarios, like pictures of things, and you would pretend like you were helping that person and be able to answer per that picture or that video what to do, and then you would pass or not pass that assessment. Also, I'm sure the empathy part plays a huge part of that gig.
Yeah, but you guys, I think you guys know that we have like a mini chainsaw. And to better explain like Angie's like excitement about the chainsaw, when we were at Peace River and we were planning to leave, she was excited about going to the back to collect wood, to bring it back to the fire pit so that the next camper that came in would come in and be surprised that they had wood already.
Yeah, I told her I wanted to leave wood behind for the next person that came.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't that much work anyways to cut the wood because we had that new chainsaw. So why not pass on that, I don't know, that little gift. I would be happy pulling into a site and having firewood there ready for me.
I would be too, but I didn't. I mean, honestly, I didn't think about it.
So I wanted her to do that so that we could leave it for them.
Like, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always wanting to do for people, help them, or do whatever I can for them. Hence my love for cooking and wanting to feed people.
So Lewis says, any experience with Upwork?
So as a matter of fact, our friend Joe, who was our neighbor when we were stationary, his RV had caught fire. You probably saw that video. He gets a lot of gigs through Upwork, and he had suggested that I sign up for it. But I didn't see anything that really seemed real in there. Like, for example,
I think some of the jobs are really, the good jobs are really like high-end techies.
Probably. The majority of it is techie work.
Techie.
But things that aren't for technicians, like if you're looking for a person like myself looking for administrative work or customer service work or something of that sort.
This Curtin and I are struggling.
HR or accounting, that kind of stuff, because that's my background. My background is human resources, accounting, payroll, customer service, administrative, like all the way back. I'm not even going to say since what year, because then I'm aging myself.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
But forever, that's a little bit harder to find. And there was somebody in there that posted a job saying that she wanted somebody to find the RV for her to buy. She was going to give you the specs as to what it is that she wanted to buy. And then when you found it for her, the exact one she wanted, then you would get paid for that.
I think it was like $100.
Yeah, something like that. I was like, I didn't find anything that seemed like a real job with Upwork. So no, I don't have experience with it. I did look through there maybe 2 or 3 days and then gave up looking through there. I still have the app on my phone. But those are the 3 that I use: Rat Race Rebellion, Work at Home Job Queens, and we work remotely. There's a lot of different things in there. However, I will say if it's not we work remotely, the majority of them do have certain requirements, working at home requirements. So for example, the company that I had worked at remotely for 3 or 4 years, and actually one of the ones that I got an offer with again, called T-Tech, TTEC, and you can go to ttechjobs.com to see what they have. Two of their major requirements is, one, you can only work from the state in which you were hired. So if I am hired here in Florida and I work here for a few months, but then we travel to South Carolina and to North Carolina and I'm working, they run ping checks, or I'm not sure what they're called. They run checks on your computer every so often. And if it catches you outside of the state, you're basically going to have to show proof that you are in the same state, and you could get reprimanded, you could lose your job because you're not allowed to work outside of the state. And then the other requirement, which is the second requirement, I'm finding more and more as a requirement for a lot of companies that I've applied for, is you have to be connected through Ethernet. And we found a way around that. So we signed up for the T-Mobile home internet, which is amazing. We don't need to be connected to an internet outside, like the cable cords or the Ethernet cords. The T-Mobile home internet router just connects to the electric.
It's a Wi-Fi modem.
It's basically a hotspot, but the size of a modem.
Right. Exactly.
Because all it connects to is your electric outlet. That's it. And then it has, I think, like 3 different Ethernet connections in the back, 2 or 3. So I connect to that and I'm good to go. So yeah, we use it as Wi-Fi normally here. But for these jobs, when I did my checks, then obviously my speeds were like that much higher because I was on Ethernet. Right. You know, it's also a better security. I guess they think it's better security. I'm not sure if it is or isn't.
And also, if you are on T-Mobile, if you have a T-Mobile account for your phones and you sign up for home internet, it's $25 a month, unlimited. So that's like an incredible deal, and it's not like a dated deal, right? It's forever. Yeah, it's not like next year that was a promotion and now it's $50. Right. So no, it's $25 if you're a T-Mobile customer, and then obviously the equipment is free, or not free to keep, but free to have. Right. You return it when you're done. Right. And if you're not a T-Mobile customer, it's $50 a month.
which is still really
So
inexpensive.
It's still really good.
Very affordable.
And we're like high internet users.
Right.
We really do. We watch TV, not TV, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we stream all of our programs on TV.
Mm-hmm.
She streams Alexa play. She just turned on her music through Alexa.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing my YouTube uploads. She's doing her photograph uploads.
Mm-hmm.
I'm constantly on social media because we're building, those pages. It's crazy how huge Instagram has gotten in compared to everybody else.
When we're in the rig, we both use our phone on Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
We don't use our network. So we're, high
power
intensity,
users.
For use. So, and it
doesn't throttle.
It throttles.
Yeah, you think so?
No, I know so.
Okay.
It throttles, but it's crazy. It's like I think it's 300 gigs that we get, and we don't even use the 300 gigs.
Right.
And that's when it throttles. So it's a high capacity.
Yeah.
So it does throttle. It does. It goes to 4G light after that. But 300 gigs is a lot. At least for us.
Right.
For everything we do.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what is my takes back from this so far is definitely no more lives, at least until we can figure out what to do. Right now we're leaning towards possibly doing once a month because I will be working starting Monday. 2, if you're looking for remote jobs, definitely check out We Work Remotely, Rat Race Rebellion, Working at Home Queens. Look into, if you're into photography, what Lou does.
Right. If you're into photography, you don't need a fancy camera, like I said. It's not like, exotic photography, creative photography.
It can be.
It can be, but that's not really what people are looking for. You have to think in terms of like a business, somebody in school, somebody in college, somebody making a presentation, a catalog, things of that nature. You can take a picture of an onion, literally, like an onion from your refrigerator, a whole red onion, then cut the onion in half and take pictures of the halves, then cut them in quarters, take the pictures of the quarters, then chop it, take the chop, and you can upload all those pictures, as weird as that sounds. But someone that's on YouTube or somebody that's, making a cooking presentation or something of the sort, they want to show a red onion, they want to show half an onion, they want to show a chopped onion, and those are where the sales are. Those things that are not like amazing, beautiful landscape pictures. So anyone can do it, and it's a matter of just numbers, just building up, just keep uploading, and don't give up.
Yeah, absolutely. So anybody?
So Melody says that she sees the new bedding.
Yes.
You like it? I like it a lot.
I like it a lot too. I'm really liking the way the color scheme is coming out.
She's thought of everything. Like, look, this is brown.
Yeah.
And then that's
the curtain holders.
And then that's brown over there. Pretty neat.
Yeah. I'm loving it.
You guys saw the baskets?
If they saw it on social media, so for those that aren't on our social media page, I can go ahead and get up and give you a little quick. I'm not gonna make them this. Let me get up and give you a little peek. A prior peek before we actually
don't look at the mess though.
There's not a huge mess. Before we do a tour. So
look here. Wait, before you go. Look. Those are the new covers. These are futon covers.
Okay.
They're elastic, and you just put it over.
Right. So we just put them on today, so it's super tight.
Yes. It'll stretch out.
It will start to stretch out over the next few days, and then it'll cover part of that.
These are the same ones that we had in the other rig. That we had the little sofa in blue, and then we had the office area. That was in blue. We had the same thing. We had bought these futon covers, and we just covered everything up. And they're not expensive, and you can wash them. You can take them off and wash them, or you can just throw them away.
Hi, Sooner Than Later, RV. And then what we ended up doing is we took off the valances across the board, added these cream curtains with the chocolate curtain holders. Here's the new bedding. And obviously the biggest change in here is the paint, which that's the vlog I've been editing today. We did white across the ceiling, wardrobe, walls, and then the kitchen is the accent color of this. Originally I was going with sage, but I think it looks more like a pistachio. So there is the kitchen accent. Lou did put up some baskets. So that's where our produce is. And then these wicker baskets, we changed out the cloth ones for that. We did paint the fridge with chalkboard color, I guess black. I won't go into the bathroom because that's a mess right now. All that's pending at this point is basically doing our counters, doing the dinette table, and the bathroom counter as well. And then some decor. So you'll see if you're following on social media, eventually I'm going to be putting some stuff up on the walls, and that's it. So there is your little sneak peek before we do a full tour.
Kimberly Therapy says that it looks very nice.
Oh, thank you.
And just so that you guys know, now that you guys don't know, I'm sure you guys do know, Angie did 99% of the painting.
Oh, wow.
And I did 1% of messing everything up. Everything I painted got messed up.
That is not.
I overpainted. I underpainted.
That is not true.
I painted over things that didn't have to get painted. So I caused more chaos than good.
Well, I mean, Lou did laundry today, and she comes back, and her feedback to me after she was done washing and drying and folding is, "You got paint on a lot of the clothes. I'm really disappointed in you."
Yes.
Like, I thought I only got paint on one tank top.
I was like, paint.
So, see, I painted on everything too.
Yeah, I was like, wow, okay. Like, Angie doesn't have a lot of clothes. She's not a person that I don't like gravitates to buying clothes or anything like that. So she has like maybe 2 of everything, and basically 2 of everything is painted.
Oh my god! So I guess I need to buy clothes with this new job.
Yeah. She did a great job living her day. She sure did. She is like a master painter. Yeah. She really is. I have zero tolerance for painting. I don't have the patience to like, oh, we paint it now, so now we sit and wait. I'm like, oh no, I can't do that. So I think that's part of it. I get really antsy also painting. Right. But she did an amazing job. Everything looks fantastic in here. I love the white. It
feels really big and clean and homey. You know?
So we were going for the farmhouse look this time.
And the last survey was very modern, you know, and this one just feels more homey, more comfort. So, yeah.
But we still have several things to do. You know, we have to do the counters. I have to change out the sink and faucets, you know. There's quite a long list. It feels like it's never ending.
Well, we're not changing the floors in this RV, whereas in the last RV we did do the flooring.
So far.
I'm not going to do that to her. There's a lot of curves in this RV, like a lot of curves. And, you know, I know it's not going to be that easy cutting out so many curves for the floor and all the different nooks and crannies. At least in the last RV, it was basically one long shot. It's not like that here. So,
Full-time Dream is here.
Oh, hi. How are you? We are at time. Our lives are typically 30 minutes.
Any questions, comments,
but if
concerns?
if you guys have anything else you'd like for me and Lou to go over, we would be happy to share that with you.
Melanie says she has some painting she'd like to be done.
Next time we're in the same area.
All her.
The Lou's can go and explore, and you and I can paint.
If you need a box, I'm here for you.
Lou will build it.
I will build you a box.
Yeah.
That I can do.
That's funny.
But if you need the box painted, that's the way to go.
She's silly.
Sooner than later. Did you alter in Amherst? No, I did not. I wish I would have, but my niece is at Amherst.
Yes.
Zoe.
Excuse me?
Our niece.
Thank you.
Zoe is at Amherst. She is a psychology major. A research psychology major, sorry. And we did spend about 10 days in the Amherst, Northampton area
for her first year,
for her freshman year. And I fell in love with that area.
Yes.
I yearn.
Yeah, we stayed in Northampton, which isn't that far from there.
Yeah.
And we both fell in love with that area. We actually spent the entire 10 days at a boondocker's welcome. Parked in front of somebody's house. Yeah. So
Doug.
Doug, I think that was his name.
Dan or Doug?
Oh crap, no, I don't remember.
Doug was North Carolina.
No, Dan was North Carolina.
Dan was North Carolina?
Yeah.
Okay.
We make great connections with these boondocker welcome hosts. They were all so wonderful. Since you're asking me about that, then I'm automatically guessing that you haven't seen our season 4 playlist on our YouTube channel. So basically what we ended up doing is our truck bed, the bed of the truck, the 6.5 feet space of a truck bed, we converted into a camper. We had a bed in there. We had a fridge in there. We had a toilet in there. Lou put solar on the F-150 ceiling. And we took off from South Florida to Amherst, Massachusetts. And it wasn't, the whole trip was a 35-day trip of us sleeping inside the truck bed.
Right.
Showering in Planet Fitnesses, boondocking in Boondockers Welcome, Harvest Host, Walmart's, one Cracker Barrel, and then a state park. And it was so much fun. And we did that specifically to go and spend some time with our niece since she was going to college for the very first time. It was her first year.
We're Cubans. No one is supposed to live more than a few blocks away from each other. This is the way we've grown up.
Right.
Where no one is supposed to live more than a couple blocks from each other because it's unsafe. For the family to be spread out, it's unsafe. She is our only niece.
Yeah.
And so she was going thousands of miles away. And so the welcoming committee was there, and that was us. We went over there. My sister went over there too, and her husband.
They had recently bought an Airstream, so it's like we all took off.
Yeah, the 4 of us just took off right after. That poor child probably was like, I'm leaving these people behind. They're insane. And I'm like, oh my God, they're here. They're all here. And so we spent 10 days at the Boondockers Welcome in Northampton. And I literally I miss that place if I had lived there.
Yeah.
I love that area.
It was a beautiful area. I absolutely love their they have this trail, a hiking trail. But it leads through an old railroad that is no longer functioning. And it's just so beautiful.
So sooner than later, since I'm from Springfield, I have a live cam on YouTube that's Springfield that I watch all the time. Simple Life Seeker says the truck camper was legit. Thank you so much for saying that.
That was all Lou.
I worked so hard on that. It was a game of inches, and I worked so hard on that.
Yeah.
Says, I'm so sorry you all had to knock it out.
Yeah.
It was painful.
It was.
But hope you get back to it at some point. I enjoyed that travel series. Thank you so much.
It was so much fun. It's my favorite season.
It was incredible.
I would go back and rewatch that one. It's my favorite season of all of our videos.
You have no idea how much time I spent just sitting in the center of the truck. Just sitting in the middle. Just looking around with a measuring tape.
Yeah.
And then I had what's it called? Graph paper.
Yeah.
Graph paper and a mechanical pencil. And I was doing literally exact measurements, drawings, in there I took a drafting class a long time ago. So I was like, oh, it's finally gonna come into play. So I was doing down to scale drawings and then going on Amazon and okay, oh, that's half an inch too big. Okay,
the toilet or the fridge, everything. It was it had to be so precise.
Camping therapy. I remember that better than me. Better than me.
Better you than me.
Better you than me.
Yeah, better you than me. She's I'm not doing that.
It was a lot. It really was a lot. And it was, we were on a time crunch too.
Yeah.
Because we had to leave. Well, we didn't have to, but we had planned a trip to be there on her first week of college.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I didn't go away for college. So my people were fine. I mean, I lived in Miami Beach, and I went to North Miami Beach, and they were like, wow, you know, that's like a whole 45-minute drive. Who does that? You know, so that's our family, basically.
Mm.
We were trying to convince her to go to University of Florida, Gainesville.
Yeah, we wanted her to go to Gainesville. And she was deciding between Amherst and UCLA. She had gotten accepted from both.
Yeah.
But she fell in love with Amherst too. She's like, I love the vibe here.
Yeah. And it's a liberal arts college, so you know, it's a pretty good vibe.
Yeah.
My brother, camping theory, my brother used to say, see ya, wouldn't want to be ya. That's great.
For sure. And you know what? That's something that we haven't stopped thinking about. Lou has constantly been thinking, what can we do again? Maybe in the back, like inside the truck, not the truck bed, inside the truck.
Yeah.
Can both of us sleep back here? And we've laid in there to try to figure it out.
I've laid in there, yeah.
The other part, she's like, well, maybe we can put a tent in the truck bed instead of doing another build out again.
Right, because there's a bunch of tents for the back of the truck. But what I don't like about that idea is that I can't travel with it, because I can't be driving down the highway with this tent in the back. That doesn't work.
It would have to be set up each time.
Right. So that's a great idea if you're going camping, so that you don't have to sleep on the floor. You sleep inside of your truck,
you
know, and they sell a bunch of like inflatable type beds that have the shape of the back of your pickup truck, specifically for the back of your truck.
Okay.
So there's that. And then the other thing I've been thinking about lately is a soft top for the F-150
that goes up on its own. Is that what you mean by soft top? Because we have a cover.
No. So it's just like a topper. It's the same thing as a topper, but it's a canvas top. And so that would work in terms of like, you know, being stealth and being in there and, you know, and city parking and all that. But in terms of rain, as it was in the truck camper, the way I built it, and I sealed off, like, I literally went around the truck camper with a flashlight, literally from the outside, and then from the inside, and then from the corners, to see where light was seeping out, right? Because light travels faster, so you would be able to see any little crevices. So I literally went through all that, and everywhere that I saw light, I would seal it one way or another, either foam seal, like garage foam sealing, or
that's spray
foam or
silicone,
rubber, or silicone. I literally went through that for like, I don't know, 4 hours around and around and around, and
water still got in.
It still got in.
Yeah, there were days that in Northampton, some of our last days, it rained a lot. And water was getting in there. And we didn't think it was that big of a deal until it was time for us to take that truck bed camper apart. The wood that was underneath our flooring was rotted. And we had no idea that this had happened. I'm sure also over time with us not camping, you know, normal rainy season here in Florida, it still gathered more water. But still, that was very shocking.
So update, camping therapy. I have a family member living in an SUV, and she has a tent attached to the back. She leaves the tent when she drives off to go to work. That makes sense. Living full time. I see some are even living in a Prius, and here we are in a Class A. Yeah, like if you watch Bob Wells' Cheap RV Living, there's a ton of people car camping. It's which amazing. Is really cool.
Yeah, super cool.
Sooner than later says the whole Amherst Northampton is a whole vibe. Oh my God, I can't even.
It's so.
I can't even. One of the things that I experienced in.
I was hoping she'd tell you this. Go for it.
One of the things that I experienced in that area that I've never experienced in my life is becoming invisible. Now I know for a lot of people that may sound weird, like nobody wants to be invisible. Well, I would like to be invisible in terms of like, because of the way I look, sometimes I get very hard stares. Some people say mean things to me, call me mean names, and walk away, or they snicker. And the whole time that I was in the Northampton area and the Amherst area, I literally was invisible.
Right.
I never got a dirty look. I never got a snicker. I never got called any weird names.
Right.
And I was even, and I'm not even kidding, I was at a Walmart and I was in the men's department looking for shorts. And there was this dude there. He looked like a construction like type dude, you know, he was husky and like kind of, you know, rough around the edges. You know, he had maybe been working all day. And I saw him look at me and I started posturing right away. Like, oh, come on, dude, bring it, bring it. I'm used to this, you know, so bring it, you know. The dude went about his business and he was doing it. I kept looking over my shoulder like, anytime now, anytime now. And as he was walking out of the apartment, he was like, see you later. And walked out. And I was like,
not what you would have expected.
I felt like an a-hole.
And then the Spanish lady, you're like, oh, with the Spanish lady, for sure. She's going to be like...
The Spanish, yeah.
This, you know.
Don't say it.
Yeah. But again, nothing happened. It's like Lou wasn't even there.
I was invisible. And I have never in my entire life experienced being invisible.
Yeah.
And I haven't lived my entire life in Florida. I've traveled across to the west like 3 or 4 times in my life already.
Yeah.
And I've gone all the way up to like Massachusetts, New York, all that area. It was incredible.
You even lived in Berkeley, California for a while.
I did.
And you would think that too is going to be super open-minded, but still.
So it was amazing. It was amazing. I totally love it. I'd be in jail after you get used to it after a while.
She has to pull me back because when I'm with her and somebody snickers, I'm like a pit bull. I am up in their face yelling at them, and you know,
my sister, my niece are very defensive towards me.
Yeah.
But I'm, you know, I'm pretty much used to it. Pretty much used to it. And my biggest response when they call me a name is, what are you, a brain surgeon? Like, duh. You know?
She has said this before.
And it's surprising, like, how people, like, you know, like, what? Just walk away. Or if someone's staring at me really, really hard and I turn around and I start staring back at them, that sometimes freaks them out. So
Doreen is asking, have you ever considered changing your look?
No, never.
To blend in more.
This is who I am. I'm true to who I am. I've never been anything different.
Yeah.
Even if you look at pictures of me as a child, it's funny because I don't know how to be anybody else. I would imagine that that holds truth for everyone. You don't know how to be anybody else but yourself.
Yeah. She didn't grow up wearing dresses. Like, you don't see that in her pictures. She didn't grow up
Flight Seeker said no reason to change. Thank you.
She didn't grow up playing with Barbies. Her grandma would buy her G.I. Joes. She had a fort set up in her backyard. And then the flip side to Doreen's question was, how did Asheville treat you? So when we were in Asheville,
you know, Asheville can be very touristy.
It was.
At least the area we were in the downtown area. And it could be very touristy. So it wasn't horrible. There was no snickering, but there was a couple of like tourists that may have looked at me like,
what is that?
Yeah. And, oh, we're in Asheville. Like, what? Oh, yeah. Okay. You know?
Yeah.
But I mean, nothing... Yo, mama. But nothing over the top. Nothing over the top.
Yeah. Asheville was good. I don't remember seeing any complications there. Same as Austin. When we went on our honeymoon trip, everything was fine in New Orleans. There wasn't like
it wasn't
nothing has been Northampton or Amherst. Nothing.
No, but it wasn't either. I did get the looks.
Yeah.
I got the looks downtown at Austin. I got the looks at Asheville.
As prominent as you do in South Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No snickering, no name calling, no snickering.
Right.
You know, no hard stares, just like it's one of them. And then, you know. I mean, I've literally had mothers grab their child from me.
I'm going to turn off the ice machine because I think I ran out of water and she's like making all kinds of noises.
She's complaining.
Yeah.
I've literally had I used to live in South Beach. And if you guys are familiar with Miami Beach, South Beach is as gay as it can get.
Yeah.
And On the weekends, there's this area called Lincoln Road Mall, and on the weekend, it gets full of people. It's very touristy. It's very like mainlander. That's what we call the people that don't live in South Beach, mainlanders. And they'll come in, you know. And I've literally had like where I'm walking and a little kid runs up to me and grabs my hand or tries to hug me, and literally have the mother run over to the child and like aggressively like retrieve the child and like run away like with the kid. So and that's in South Beach, you know. So yeah, I've experienced but I'm like I said, I'm pretty much used to it at this point. I figure it's your problem, not mine, because I don't feel uncomfortable with who I am. I feel very comfortable with who I am. And if my presence is making you uncomfortable, then it's a you problem, not a me problem. You know?
Yeah.
So it really comes down to that.
I think in Emerson was mainly because of Smith College. Like Smith College, the girls there, because it's an all-girl college, right?
Yeah, I mean,
it's so diverse and they're so themselves, you know?
Yeah.
They're very unique in their ways. And
I think that area as a whole is just a very accepting, a very like well-rounded, warm area, you know?
They are so loving. Everybody. And it's such a dog-friendly community too.
Oh yeah.
Everybody greeted and wanted to make friends with Lexi. We'd be driving and like everybody that drove by us would be driving, looking at Lexi with a huge smile and waving at her.
So let's catch up here. So full-time dream means I honestly don't see how you wouldn't fit in anywhere you have been. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. Sooner than later RV, good, be yourself, people suck, and conforming to others just make you unhappy. You're awesome. You're awesome. Camping therapy, rude people, true. 100% true. Even if people don't agree with it, they don't have to verbalize it to you. 100% agree.
Yeah.
I always tell people, and it might sound weird, and after this we're going to get off this topic, and I need to eat because I'm starving. I'm always starving when these things, I eat at 7:30. I always say, like, I'm not offended by you being straight. You know, like when you kiss your man, I don't go, ooh, that's disgusting. Ooh, because I don't do that, so I should find it disgusting. I'm like, ooh, you know, don't do that. You know, I don't want to hear about it. It doesn't bother me in any way, you know, it doesn't hurt me in any way. It's love, you know, if there's love presence, then it should be awesome. You know, it's only when the absence of love in any situation when you should concern yourself or be aggressive or anything or behave in that manner. But in the presence of love, there shouldn't be any of that.
Good vibes.
Yeah. And I mean, love is the only thing that shows us, gives us a peek into eternity. Because when you love somebody, you don't see the end. You never see it. And you just this endless feeling that goes on forever and ever and ever. I think it's the only feeling that gives us a peek at eternity. You know? So if there's love present, it shouldn't bother you. You should be able to move on, go about your life, be happy.
I hated Florida when I moved there. Oh no.
We love Florida.
I mean, we're Floridians. Born and raised.
I think we're like the only Floridians that love Florida.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there's a lot of Floridians.
Because everyone that I know, it's like, oh, I hate Florida. Florida sucks. Yeah. Even my sister calls it Florida.
Florida.
Yeah. D-U-H at the end. Florida. Yeah.
Oh. I love my hometown. I do.
Melly says, you're going to make me cry. You two are the best.
Thank you, love you guys.
Thank you so much.
So I hope we totally went off topic today.
Yeah. But sorry about that.
We will keep you guys in touch. We'll keep you posted. Sorry, not in touch. We'll keep you posted with when we'll do another live again. Make sure you're following us on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter. I'll definitely post it there next live that we do, which will be maybe a month or an hour or so. We'll see.
Yeah. I hope that this topic was helpful to any of you. And if it wasn't helpful to any of you, maybe you know somebody that might be helpful to.
Yeah. Share those websites with them.
Yeah.
It's very convenient. And if they're having a difficult time finding a job that requires Ethernet, then refer them to the T-Mobile home internet, because they will have the modem and the Ethernet, but still not be connected to a coax.
Yeah.
So they can travel anywhere and have that possibility.
As always, thanks for being here with us. You could have been anywhere else tonight, but you decided to come and join us. And we really appreciate that. The most important thing you can give anyone is your time.
Yes.
Because you can never get it back. So I really appreciate you guys being here. I hope you have a good night. And I am off to eat.
Bye, guys. And exit out.